Right, hello there, everyone. Welcome back to James Redmond TV, and welcome to another live stream where it's me versus you, and we argue all the time. Shout out to Colin, who came into the stream early, and he said, "Smash the like, everyone." Luke was the first one to comment on this stream, and shout out to Morgan Cheese Shiznit. Shout out to Eric Sevenhag. Big up to you, bro. And guys, if we can smash those likes on the way in, that'd be absolutely phenomenal. Especially because Hamez hasn't got his cap. Not by design. I can't find it, so I was thinking. That's why I was a little bit late, and that's why I've still basically got a cap on. But as you can see, look how long it is, chat. There's a reason why I'm growing it this long. It's not for fashion. It's not to look sexy, even though I am. You know what I mean? But it's actually just because there's something there's a reason why I'm growing it long. It's also why I'm fasting. So if my face looks dead skinny, there's reasons for it. Shout out to say Oswald. Big up to you, sir. He says, "Is anyone else sick of the ridiculous Liverpool clickbait on YouTube? Wait there. This will anger Liverpool fans, and it's happening right now. The game's the game, bro. The game's the game. I'm happy to. If you have the right to be angry, the same way that YouTubers have the right to clickbait. You know what I mean? That's why I try and establish pretty early on that, these are the headlines. So I like to put the headlines in my title, and then usually within the first minute, you'll know whether or not to listen to it, because that's usually what I go off. You know what I mean? You took the cap. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Sorry, wisdom. You know what I mean? It is one of those things. Yeah, it's one of those things. I'm not really good right now. How are you fasting? Wait there, how are you fasting? What do you mean, how am I fasting? Oh, intermittent fasting. Oh, you're asking how I'm doing it. Intermittent fasting. So I do 18 hours of no eating, and then I'll eat for 6 hours. And yes, I feel I haven't been sick ever since I've been doing it. Obviously, I've lost weight in my face as well. So I'd honestly recommend anybody who's trying to get a little bit healthier, fast. And no, yet you can sleep during that 18 hours of not eating. So really, it's just about 8 to 10 hours of not eating while awake. So it's definitely achievable for anybody. Esther says, "Good evening. Big up to yourself." I'm just saying hello to people while we're getting people into the stream. And if we can smash those likes as well, guys, that'd be great. Mr. Redmond, good evening. Good evening to you, Mr. Ryder. Appreciate your time, sir. Big up to Techers Dave as well. And guys, it looks like we're all buzzing here. Would you like Lavia? I've made it very clear, my friends. I'd love Lavia. I'd also like to get into the Hendo talk and stuff like this. I also have to answer the super chat of Gangan Deep, which I'm going to do in a couple of minutes. But chat, not to start the stream on a negative note, but I actually wanted to just share the screen with you as a certain newspaper who I haven't really spoke about before. But they're absolutely scumbags, and you'll know what I'm talking about now that I've called them scumbags. But if I share the screen, the Sun, and yes, like that horrible newspaper with horrible people working for it, is now in the news again. I don't know what the new scandal is. I didn't take me time to listen to it, but I just came across all these things, like old newspapers and whatnot, and I just wanted to call out the slander, mate. You know what I mean? Don't ever, because multiple news sources lie to you, but this BS has caused such a setback in the Liverpool community to a point where to this day, we will still get slander around this situation because of the lies that was created through this newspaper. Absolute scumbags to the highest degree. And I pray for these people, because whoever wrote this type of stuff and whoever decided to print this shit on paper are the ones who really, I'll be honest with you, I've got to love people in it. I've got to love people in this world, and it's just what Jesus taught me. But mate, do you know these people? I pray for them, because there's some evil shit going on in them right now, and even to be found in another scandal, not too surprised, to be honest. So I just wanted to start off this chat saying, make sure you always avoid that newspaper at all costs, all right? And if you want to use it as toilet roll, then feel entitled, but I wouldn't use it. I wouldn't even be dissing your ass that way, you know what I mean? At least wipe it with something proper. Where's your hat, Drunk Vigo? It's I don't know where it is. I've lost it, bro, so I'm kind of coming on here with a better. But how long my hair is, chat, you know what I mean? It's fucking wild, mate. I was devoted, but I would have been well later, and I can't find it. So it's one of those things. James, I'm doing a 24-hour fast. It feels so much better, bro. It gets rid of the toxins in your body, and after a certain while, your body's saying, "Wait there, so we're not relying on all these chemicals that you're putting in us. Well, we're going to need to start operating ourselves." And some people think that they start starving to death. It's not. It's mental. Humans are literally designed to not be able to eat for weeks and weeks and weeks, and we'd be fine. But most of it's just a mental game. They called Saka a terrible person because he was getting fake grass in his back garden. Do you know what, bro? Like, even outside of that, like, we know the I don't even want to say systematic racism within the country, because I do think there's things that dispute it, but there's definitely people with agendas when they're going into these news articles, and I think you remember it with Raheem Sterling. And there's just some really poor journalists in this country, and I think not only by the way journalists are taught, I just think that it's very disgusting. Some of the things that they'll put on paper without any sort of remorse or any, because listen, I'm one for free speech in it, but if you're lying about people, then you've got to be called out on it, and that's wrong. Big up James Broski. You sign Alex McAllister and possibly Thuram or FSG cooking. We're not getting Thuram. I'm not going to lie, bro. Soboslai is my guy. You know what I mean, bro? He's my guy. But I don't think we're going to be getting Thuram anytime soon. But chat, what's your thoughts on the Henderson news? So I'm going to give you an update on where we are, because I woke up earlier, looked at my phone straight away, and I just saw, news. I didn't analyse the journalist, which is why in the video, first minute, I said I encourage you to go and look into the journalist who reported this news, because I saw the news and I saw it on Liverpool Goals' page, and when they post something, I'm usually happy to talk about it because there's probably substance or legs. So maybe Gerrard's interested, but I don't think it actually means Henderson's going. And the point that I'm leading to, there's multiple factors to why it actually doesn't make too much sense for him to go there. One, that he has got the Euros in a year's time, correct? Is it the European Championships in a year's time? I'm not too sure. But either way, more England tournaments to come ahead, and I'm sure he wants to see himself a part of those plans, and I don't think he'd be a part of those plans if he was in Saudi. So that's first thing. But I think the biggest thing, and by the way, we're not a political channel, chat, so we're not going to get into the in-depth details of this, but obviously Liverpool and Jordan Henderson have gone, we do a lot of campaigns around LGBTQ and stuff like this, and in certain parts of the world that's just not acceptable. Saudi Arabia, that's one part of the world where I would feel if Henderson was to join, he would have to explain his position and role in the campaigns about LGBTQ. So, and I would be intrigued to know how the fans would warm Henderson, knowing his history in fighting for those campaigns as well. So it's not about talking about the political side of things, but you've got to call a spade a spade. That obviously Liverpool and Henderson being the face of it has done a lot of campaigning, therefore I don't know how that would be received, and I would expect an explanation will probably have to be made to some degree. But who knows? The only link really that we've got is Steven Gerrard and Henderson. But if I'm Gerrard and I've got endless money to just do whatever and buy whoever, then I don't understand why Henderson's my first choice in Saudi Arabia, where like the signing Kante and Benzema and all that. If I could have a pick of options, I'd probably go with someone else. You know what I mean? If there's an offer for Hendo and he wants to earn 50 mil a season, tax-free at 33, think he'd be mad not to. Well, this is the thing. There's a huge financial incentive. But as I just mentioned about all the extra stuff, it's one of those things where the political aspect does get involved heavily when you move into a completely different part of the world. And I don't know. Like, I think, like, how would I settle in Saudi? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think I'd be sound there, but it's just a completely different culture, one that I think people from this part of the world aren't used to. So I think that's the factor for some players. Like, it's a lot of money, but why do we care about a lot of money when we've already got a lot of money? You know what I mean? But you're right. It's tax-free. It's another incentive. It's an additional one right there. I'll sell Henzo, Thiago, and Fabinho. Out with the old, we have young Stefan, Curtis, Elliott, Morton, plus 2 new guys. This is what I say. I'm fine with Henderson going, because the more you keep Henderson, the less game time Stefan, Curtis, and Elliott are all getting. Furthermore, Morton and the other youngsters that we've got in the team, the longer we keep Henderson, the longer they get neglected. Therefore, their value decreases. So not only is there not a higher ceiling for Jordan Henderson to get better because he's 33, but there's not a ceiling for him to improve his value. So my point is, if the interest from Saudi is legit, it's very important to take that with some notice, because if we are sell to buy and that is legit and this guy has no ceiling no more, I'm not one of those who's going to go on board with the captaincy BS. I really don't. I think Manchester City have lost Vincent Kompany, Aguero, and David Silva in the space of 2 years, and you're telling me they went on and won more? They got a treble last year without any of those guys, and they kept winning league titles afterwards. And I think if we haven't been winning trophies with Henderson, then why is there a big uproar about possibly wanting them gone. And the only thing I don't like about the Henderson situation is how sentimental fans are. It's fine if you want them to stay, but then to accuse another fan of by saying you are not a fan because you don't like Jordan Henderson, that to me is bollocks. Like, who are you to determine the premise on what a Liverpool fan is? And then when I explain the arguments of the Henderson out stuff, it's actually very logical. We're sell to buy first and foremost. That's what we're told from the football club. You don't have to believe it, but if it is true, that's a factor. He's not going to get better. That's a factor. His value's not going to go up. That's a factor. But then people will mention leadership. Just give him a FaceTime when he's in Saudi. If you want him to speak at half time so much, makes no sense. Get him on Zoom. Know what I mean, chat? So I'm not hating on Henderson, and he is a legend and whatnot. I just don't like the specific small minority group of fans who are coming out saying, oh, you're not a fan because of this, that, and the other. Makes no sense. Have you heard the news about Van der Sar? I've heard that he went well and then he got rushed into hospital. And I was devastated to read that news, and I can only pray for him and send him my best wishes, as that's not good. I believe it was a brain hemorrhage, but I don't want to incorrectly diagnose him. So chat, make sure that you've got Van der Sar in your prayers, you know what I mean? And, I hate it when people say, like, oh, even though I'm a Liverpool fan, I hope he's... Shut the fuck up. He's a human and pray for him, all right? I hate that this tribalism BS in football. It doesn't make no sense to me. It's football. It's not that serious. What did Drunk Vigo say? Apparently he's spitting facts. Drunk Vigo says, Drifty is so clingy for Hendo. Is he? Out of everyone, Drifty? I thought Drifty would have been on it, G. It's crazy. James, put your hair in a man bun. No, not a chance, Wisdom. Not a chance. I need to be able to maintain some dignity. You know what I mean? Conor Gallagher would be a perfect replacement for Hendo. Power and pace, kiss the badge. No. I'm all good. There's much better options out there than Conor Gallagher. I do think he's a mid-table centre mid. That's the way I look at Conor Gallagher. Mid-table centre mid, and I think that's okay. Don't think that's a bad thing either. You know what I mean? How excited are you for next season, James? Oh, bro, I can't wait. I actually cannot wait, I'm so excited to see the new signings. I can't wait to see Szoboszlai in action and the young players like Curtis Jones, Harvey Elliott. And that's why I want Henderson gone, to be honest, because it increases the chances for these players to play. Because I know if Henderson stays, Klopp will keep playing Henderson above Curtis and Harvey. And it does, stuff like that does really put a light on Jurgen Klopp's imperfections, and that's one of them. I just think he needs to give younger players more of a chance, because if Szoboszlai gets injured and Thiago's injured, I think Henderson then fills in that role. And then if something happens to Henderson, that's when we'll exercise the option of Curtis. But anyone who says to me that Curtis Jones is not a better player than Jordan Henderson right now, that's crack cocaine stuff to me. It really is. Not to disrespect Henderson. He's not meant to be world class at 33, but yeah, I'm cool with Hendo leaving, but the disrespect our fans show our most successful captain, even rival fans, don't disrespect Hendo like we do. No, they do. And they have been. Like, rival fans actually think Henderson's very shit. So I'll be honest with your honesty. You see what I did there? I'll be honest with you, bro. I think Henderson... I think where rival fans don't like Henderson is where Liverpool fans have overrated Henderson. But then I will sit there and defend Henderson and say for 2, 3 to 4 years, he was the most important player in our squad, and it weren't even close. Like, when it comes to importance, we just played differently when Henderson was there. I don't know if it was the leadership. I don't know if it was the dynamics, but he was just so efficient that it got overlooked, in my opinion. But that was only for a 2-3 year spell. I think from 2011, when Kenny Dalglish signed him, all the way till Jurgen Klopp joining, he was crap. And then I think for three years, 4 at best, he was good. And then after that, I think he went crap again. Make my day, James. What's your prediction for the league? Do you know what? Actually, I need to do this top 6 thing for Ganganzi, because he's going to be wondering when I'm going to read out his super chat. Don't know. I'm going to wait a bit closer to the season, if that's all right, Eric Sevenhard, because I've answered that a few times and it changes every single time. You know what I mean? So I'm just not sure yet. Shout out to Ix the Legion. Big up to you, sir. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but thank you for becoming a member. And chat, if you would like to become a member, then be sure you look at the channel. It's on the community page, I believe. Anyway, Gangandeep sent a super chat that I missed at the end of yesterday's stream. And chat, you answer this as well. James, rank the most deluded fan base in the top 6. For me, the order is Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs, City. Okay. I'm not going to lie. I think City fans are up there. Do you want me to tell you why I think City fans are delusional? Because they genuinely believe their team hasn't cheated. Like, they believe they've done no cheating at all. Zero. They think they're fully clean. So from that premise, based on the information that we know, I'm not going to lie, I think they're the most deluded because in terms of what I think Gang and Deep is asking, he's asking shamelessness. And we're up there if it's shamelessness. And City have a right to be shameless, right? But the fact that their fans sit there blindly and say we're not cheaters at all, definitively, like 0%, is wild. Like I remember Big Steve getting upset with me, replying on my story saying like, "Oh, you're better than this, mate." And anytime you mention something about City, he's fuming. Even when I posted a video about Pep Guardiola, there was like two Academy City players who followed me at the time, and they unfollowed me, which is sound. Because I understand it, they've got an allegiance to the football club, but the emotion that comes out of these City players, City fans, when you simply question the fucking bullshit that's going on at their club, I think they're up there. So in order, I'd go with City number 1, I'd go Arsenal number 2, United number 3, Liverpool number 4, Chelsea, then Spurs. I think actually Spurs are the most sensible fan base. And I think that's coincided with the fact that they're just not that successful, are they? James, hope you're well, buddy. Where do you think Ox ends up? Chat, where do you think Ox ends up? I don't have a clue. Probably some mid-table team in Bundesliga. Arsenal easy number 1. This transfer window has been mad. They think that they're the best thing since sliced bread. I'm not going to lie, bro. They kind of deserve to be, in my opinion, they were the best team in the league for 6 months last year. I mean, what a Premier League title for Arsenal. But I mean, you know, they have a right to have the chest out slightly at the moment. United number 1. Nah. I'd say United number 2, actually. I'd say United number 2, then Arsenal number 3. And that's only shout out to my boy Ty. You know what I mean? But with him being one of the most influential Arsenal fans, I don't think he helps them. United, Arsenal, City. Yeah, nah. I wanted to make sure I got that answer for Gang and Deep because yesterday I did not get him. I'm a Tottenham fan, James. I was them. Fair play. Yeah, no wonder you're tuning into this stream. You're like, oh my God, there's another fan who's upset about stuff. It was reading half an hour ago. Lavia has agreed personal terms. Should we go into the world of Twitter, gang? Should we analyse the news sources and see what we can get in terms of the Lavia news, his game? Go on, let me go on. Let me share the screen. I've got it shared. Let me just type in Lavia. Okay, so Lavia Liverpool. Let's have a gander. So yeah, this is Neil Jones speaking on the situation. Do you know what? Tell you what he's got to say. Let's hear what he's got to say. Let's hear if there's an update. So the real problem Liverpool face in this deal is the price of the player and the price that Southampton want. Now, that's information we know. So I'm actually not even going to watch that. Sky Sports Premier League are reporting Liverpool are holding concrete talks. This is what I saw earlier, which is inspiration of the couple of videos I've done around Lavia today. But the talks over the signing of Southampton's Romeo Lavia, according to Sky in Germany. I'm not one who usually listens to Sky overly too much, to be honest with you, chat. So where I stand based on what I've seen, yeah, bro, I'm not thinking we're getting Lavia. Liverpool have preferred the surety of experience, roughly 150 to 200 appearances for the big money transfers in recent years. Interest in Lavia and Colwill marks a change in that strategy, but it's clear now that this is a squad being built for the long term, which is great. And I've been saying this for the longest time. Your youngest players will see you through. Out with the old and in with the new. And we need to, because if you think about who is the most valuable squad in the Premier League right now. It's Arsenal, because they've got nothing but young players and it's a fantastic strategy. And we can't spend to the level of City anyway, or we don't factually, so I'd imply that we can't. And for these reasons, let me do it like this. For these reasons, chat, I'm one of those, me. I'm kind of, I want to start doing a young project. I think it could be much more beneficial. Plus, we've got 2 more years of Klopp. If we have 2 more years of Klopp and he doesn't extend, then in my opinion, we should probably begin to build that star team for when he goes and essentially put ourselves in a position where we've got nothing but assets. So whether it's good or bad, we have finances to work with to help who the new manager will come in. Chat, is that a W or an L? Shout out to Eric Seven Haag. He says, I was hearing stuff on Coppish. Could be BS. Do you know what, bro? The things with channels like me and Coppish, we are here to report the news in which we see, but we're not journalists. So it's one of those where it's always important to listen out on who the journalist is and then do your own research on said journalist. You win nothing with kids. As right as that is, We need the balance of youngsters and older players, but we always keep hold of our older players and then they go for free. Therefore, it leaves no room to be able to buy a Colwill for 60 million or Lavia for 50 million, and then we're withheld and we're held back. And then I also mentioned we don't get players like Casemiro or Kimmich or Varane or any of these big names. We only look in the market for the right here, right now, or who could become the right here, right now, like McAllister and Szoboszlai. But it's important to not neglect buying young players. Like, tell me the best young players that we've bought in recent time. We bought Joe Gomez. We bought... And when I say young, I mean 21 and under. 21 and under. Name me any good superstars that we brought in of a significantly younger age. We all thought... And yeah, I've just thought of one. Fabio Carvalho. Let me tell you why Fabio Carvalho was good business. Because you've just rolled your eyes and just gone, well, he never played last season, so what are you on about, James? Here's what I'm saying. We bought him for 4 to 5 million, correct? Now, he never played at all, and now he's going to go to Leipzig, where undoubtedly, and if you disagree, I can't help you, undoubtedly his value is going to increase, and if his value increases to 20 million, that's 15 million profit for a player you haven't even played, and you bought him for 5 million. It's like an investment, literally. You can just get a player, keep him for a bit, and then let him go. You know what I'm saying? You can work around these things. Do you know what I think AC Milan are doing right now with Tonali? You know the way Tonali's like basically crying that he's gone to Newcastle? It's so funny. I think him and Milan have got a plan like, listen, Tonali, we need money in it. These have got money. They want you. Let's sell you. You cause up a fuss like Dimitri Payet did at West Ham, and then we'll bring you back when they want to fuck you off for 10 million. WOL chat, you know what I mean? You've got to be smart in the business of the transfer market. It's not about just getting players who are going to play well for you right there, right now. This is why I sit there and say, yeah, Ibu's a good shout. Ibu was a good signing. But you know Fabio Carvalho? That's great business because I believe he is 100% going to go to Leipzig and increase that value. Now, let's say he comes back and he's 20 million, 30 million, 40 million. Chat, that's huge business. Huge business for someone that we bought for 4 or 5 and hasn't played for us. Come on. Darwin Nunez. There's no profit to be made on Darwin Nunez, so that's a tough one. James always spitting facts. What can I say? What can I say, man? Fabio will explode in Germany, then bring him home. And that's another thing. Then Fabio Carvalho can play for us if he's good enough. But then I ask, is he going to be better than Sobo? Nah. Are we going to play a number 10? Nah. Can he play left wing? Maybe. But is he better than Diaz? Nah. Yeah, so I don't see a future there for Fabio Carvalho, in a Liverpool shirt. But I do see that being a very profitable piece of business for sure. Hamez, please stop with this City fest. They don't say they haven't cheated. They do. They do. The City fans I speak to do. But say it isn't proven. They cheated by spending more than they earn. Cause FFP. Because FFP is BS and only want big clubs to win. I'm not saying you're wrong, but if they've still gone against the fundamental, if there's still a fundamental wrong and they've gone against FFP, I'm not asking if you like FFP or not, because quite frankly, not me, but you, I don't care about your feelings, bro. I do not care about your feelings at all, by the way. I'm caring about facts and what we know on paper. And on paper, we know they've got 115 charges. And we also know that the UEFA case was seedy. So let's be honest, bro. It's a massive incompetence from the corporations looking into them. It's not about going at City fans or anything like this. It's simply calling out the BS for what it is. So yes, you might be right about the FFP being used for big clubs. I agree. I think it's a scam. But bro, let's call a spade a spade. They fucking cheated. And if you're defending them, not me, but you, then you're weird. But then I do think that now there's obviously more things that are being added on. But if you think City are just 100% perfect, chat, yous are funny to me, Harry says, James, I think Carvalho came back with confidence, or came back with confidence. I reckon Thiago and Henderson will shift on from Liverpool, and Carvalho will be really good competition in midfield with potentially Lavia coming. If we get Lavia, it is nearly a perfect window. A perfect window for me would be Lavia and Colwill. If we could get Colwill somehow, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Otherwise, I just don't think we'll get either, though, is my issue. You know what I mean, bro? I just don't think we'll get either. Zuberi, sorry. Apologies, says, Hamez, what's up with the super chat? What's up with the super chat? What do you mean? Glad to have you back in the spaces and agree with Hendo leaving. Need some respect on his name upon exiting the club. Yeah, exactly. It kind of lets him go out with his head held high. I'm not too sure why isn't not letting you super chat. Maybe refresh the stream. I'm not too sure, sir. Appreciate the thought though. I'm happy with building a new and young midfield, but we also need some old players. But we've got old players. People act like if Henderson goes, we've got no leadership. We've got the Scottish captain, Dutch captain, Egyptian captain. Alisson's there. Then you've even got players who Thiago, who's played in the biggest of the biggest, or played for the biggest of the biggest teams. If you say we don't have leaders, then that's a huge problem from Jurgen Klopp's point of view, that we haven't been building leaders, in case Henderson or Milner went. And again, don't overemphasize leadership. Like, new leaders can be bought, new leaders can be found, new leaders can be risen. So I wouldn't put too much emphasis into that. I said Fabio wasn't a Klopp signing. He was bought to sell on, and we should do more of it. IMO. Hey, do you know what, Paniscaus? This is a great shout, chat. I'm not going to lie, I find this very hard to disagree with. Are you the same as me? Because we do know that FSG have got to do smart business to a degree, and Jurgen Klopp just did not favour Fabio Carvalho at all. But I think FSG saw, okay, this is a promising talent, 4 to 5 million. Let's get him, and then let's try and sell him at a later date for a profitable price. Kind of like what we did with Dominic Solanke, where we bought him from Bournemouth, barely played fucking any games. In fact, he was shite. And then we sold him for 20 million, or my hair's atrocious right now. Or Ryan Brewster, who, even though he came through the academy, still got sold for 30 million. You think about our most impressive business over recent years, it's the ones with the youngsters. And we're very good at selling youngsters. Trent is 24. Make him captain. I think he's ready. I don't think he's ready right now. But one day, I'm sure that's the ambition. A lot of people want him to. Bro said wasn't. Oh, yeah, you're calling out his grammar. Mate, those 115 charges consist of the grass is too long, medical room too small, multiple BS. No, me. You're disappointing me today, bro. You're disappointing me. So you're telling me all 115 charges are about the grass being long. You're telling me all 115 charges is about the medical room being too small. Shut the fuck up. There's way more. Look at the list again. If you don't know the list, look at the list again and don't give me that bullshit. They might be involved, but don't be giving me that BS, bro. That was a pathetic argument. And they're the same argument that City fans was trying to use. FSG are a joke. They should just sign Lavia. Let Thiago, Fab, Henderson stay till the new signing settle. Makes sense. They should sign Lavia. Nah, you shouldn't just let them all stay. I don't see the benefit in just leaving them there for the sake of it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro, I'm not going to lie. I don't align with that. The chat's confusing me tonight. James, how many times do we complain about Virgil van Dijk leadership? I would love Salah or Robbo as our new captain when Henderson leaves, and Trent to be vice captain, the face of our football club, the boy from Merseyside. Yeah, bro, there's plenty of people in this squad who are capable of being leaders. And again, if you're keeping Henderson for vibes, just FaceTime him or some shit, or give him a ticket to the game and invite him into the dressing room. He's a player. Do you know the role of a player, chat? Did you know a role of a player is very plain and simply to play good? And he doesn't really play good. And that's like why I also want to get a Fabinho replacement, because Fabinho doesn't play good. People seem to think I'm just saying this about Henderson. I think Fabinho's been worse than Henderson. The only thing that's making me think about keeping Fabinho is the fact he's younger. But there's just no ceiling there, you know what I mean, chat? And I'm just getting very complacent with the fan base at the moment. Because everyone just looks at it from a proper sentimental value, and that doesn't really make too much sense to me. Smash a like, by the way, guys. Big up to Aaron. He says, Super Chat is all good. And all thoughts on Trent's new hair? I'm not going to lie, his hair is quite sick, bro. His hair is quite sick. I'm not even going to lie to you. And I'm seeing people comparing Szoboszlai to our Stevie. Too soon? Or do you see the comparison? I'm not going to lie, I do see the comparison, player for player. And I actually think Szoboszlai is a better dribbler than Stevie. His shooting is probably just as good. Or like if it's 5 or 10% worse, listen, they can both hit a long shot and it's amazing. But yeah, in terms of the legacy that Steven Gerrard's built at Liverpool, I don't think that's what people are comparing him to. I think they more look at the attributes of Szoboszlai and say, do you know what, that could be the next Steven Gerrard type player. Because if you think about Naby Keita, there was very rare moments where you saw like, oh, he could be the next like Steven Gerrard. Szoboszlai, if you look at his attributes and you look at what he's achieved, I'm not going to lie to you. I think Szoboszlai could be an absolute monster in the midfield. And yeah, you never know. You never know. He scores a lot of goals. So thank you for the super chat, though, Adam. Big up to yourself, mate. Sorry, I'm late. What have I missed? I'm not going to lie, Festus, not much. Just talking to the chat, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Big up to yourself. Danielle says, can't get rid of Hendo and Milner this season. Would be crazy. Why do we need to get rid of anyone to buy more players? Blame FSG. Exactly. But then we're being unrealistic. You know what I mean? It's like, why can't FSG go and sign Kimmich? Because it's unrealistic. So even though it should be realistic, and I agree with that, it's not the case. And I'll respond to the first part as well. You can get rid of Milner and Henderson in the same year. Milner should have went 2 years ago, according to a lot of fans, really. And Henderson, therefore, would have been left here for 2-3 more years anyway. And people say Henderson to play the Milner role. Have you ever seen Henderson play right back? Have you ever seen him play left back? I know that we've seen him play centre back, and that was impressive. But besides that, Henderson's not Milner. And it doesn't matter if both of them go in the same window. We've still got leaders, so it's not like the whole dressing room's going to completely capitulate if they go. At least in my opinion, I think people are talking too much about that. Curtis says, only thing that worries me is what he said in his... Wait, it is what said his dream is real. I don't want to be Stepping Stone Club. Only thing that worries me is that his dream is real. Okay. I think Szoboszlai has a right to want to play for Real, and if he is using us as a stepping stone, then respect. As long as he does well while he's here. And then plus that probably means we'll get a nice custy fee for him. Plus he's got a contract till 2026. So we've still got 3 or 4 years before we have to worry about that. And he's not a Liverpool fan. He has every right to sit there and say that Real Madrid is his dream. So, like, I understand you want everyone to be a Liverpool fan, and it's nice because everyone could be a Liverpool fan. I don't care. Just do well while you're here. That's all I care about. I don't care about having 11 players of Liverpool fans. I care about having 11 good players, and he's a very good player. East Bouchal says, first time seeing you live, James, lad. Dream comes true. Big up to you, sir. Big up to you. Welcome to the concert. You know what I mean? Bro, I know... Wait, all right, so... me, stop fucking whining. You sound like Johnny tonight. Bro, I know not all 115 is that, but mainly about the fake sponsors from City because they can only spend based on their earnings. Same with Newcastle. They have new owners and struggle with FFP. I know. They struggled with FFP, therefore they broke rules. I don't know what you're arguing now, me. You can sit there and say FFP is wrong. That's a completely different argument to what I said about City. Me, can you admit that? Can you admit that what I was saying earlier about Manchester City is completely separate to an FFP argument? Because FFP is still there. We're not talking about if it should be or it shouldn't be. It's still fucking there. So what are you arguing? So now you've just admitted that the 115 charges aren't just about grass. You know what I mean? There's stuff there that is actually insincerely... It doesn't line up. So to sit there and say, oh my God, we're 100% clean, it's bullshit, bro. If Derby County can cheat, you thinking Man City aren't cheating? Behave yourself. You've kind of just admitted it, like they're struggling with FFP. That's why they have to cheat, exactly. I'm not saying that FFP's right. Can you see City dropping off in the next year or two? Probably not, to be honest. Probably not. A lot of their squad are in their late 20s, early 30s. Can't see Pep through the rebuild. Keep up the great work. Pep's already rebuilt that squad. He came in, he took over in another man's squad, won the league after his first season, and then went ahead, rebuilt it, rebuilt the whole spine, lost company, Aguero and all this. Who's to say he can't rebuild it again? I think until he goes, City is still going to be a driving force, to be honest. And then maybe we can assess the situation after. But the infrastructure of that football club is in such a good position. I think they'll be fine for a long, long time. Honestly, says James, mark my words, McAllister will be our best signing. He is overlooked because of the price tag. I don't think he's better than Szoboszlai, so I disagree. But I think he'll still be good. I do still think he'll be good. But yeah, Szoboszlai's my guy. James, he needs to watch that documentary you showed, Britain's biggest football scandal. Do you know what, me? Go and watch that documentary, bro. If you really want to have a balance of conversation and opinions on this view, go and watch that documentary. And believe me, I think you'll see a lot of things if you open your eyes to it. UEFA charged City, but couldn't ban them because of the technicality. City lawyers found a loophole, and UEFA couldn't punish them because of their own rule called time burden. Fair play. That's some nice context right there, so I appreciate you giving me that. Smash those likes, by the way, guys. And this isn't bashing on City. If they have found a way to cheat and find a way around it, that's fine. My original point is when City fans sit there and say, we've done no cheating. Like, we've done zero cheating. There's no premise to us cheating. That's the only thing I sit there and say. It's like, okay, if you're going to cheat and you want to find loopholes, great. That means you're smarter than everybody else, you know what I mean? But the main thing that I say is if you're going to sit there and say you haven't cheated at all, then that to me is ludicrous. And it's also insincere and bullshit. McAllister is good. At his level, he is better than Szoboszlai. McAllister is a starter in the World Cup winning team alongside Messi. Phil Jones was a Premier League winner. Anderson was a Premier League winner. I'm not trying to say McAllister is of the calibre of those two. I just don't see the direct argument of why him playing in a World Cup and winning the World Cup puts him above Szoboszlai. Yeah, it's one of those, you know what I mean? One of those. Romero Lavia, compilation Romero. Nope, because we did that yesterday and we're not going to repeat some content, bro, but appreciate the recommendation. Britain's biggest football scandal is a worthy watch. It's also facts, like it's bringing up inconsistencies in the... Like, I want City fans to go and watch that documentary. I want them to. Like, there's one bit in it that I question. Do you know the guy who supposedly used to work for UEFA? That guy in that documentary, I always feel skeptical when they get somebody and they don't show the face and they put it on like, oh, the person doesn't want to show the face. You know what I mean? I always think that, especially like, even with a documentary like that, it's possible, you know what I mean? Like, are they just getting any random folk in there? But, you know, there's other information in there that's really, really good. Big up to Sam. Shout out to you. I found out that Sam is James Evans' hot, so big up to you, sir. I've just saw you in the chat. Lavia personal terms agreed. You all know that. I'm not going to lie, bro. We had a little look at the news earlier on in the stream, and I did not see anything in which confirmed Lavia was going to or has agreed personal terms. But I do believe that Liverpool... I've already got that, like, you know, that sort of indirect agreement with them that, like, if we can afford these funds and we can come to an agreement with Southampton, then I'm sure he'd be open to joining. I don't think the personal terms would be an issue, but I don't think they're agreed as of right now. Hamez, do you even rate Lavia, or are you just going with the flow? No. I analysed the field and I saw Lavia, homegrown, and I think he's better than the Thuram. And I also think he's more what we need than Thuram. Thuram's more of a number 8. And I don't see the benefits of a number 8 when we've got Thiago, Szoboszlai, McAllister right now. Curtis Jones, of course. I also think Curtis Jones is better than Thuram. So I don't understand why we're going to go out and spend 40 million on a player who had a worse tournament than Curtis Jones. And Curtis was our best midfielder at the end of last season. So I'm fully on board with Curtis. And I assessed everything, and I just thought Lavia would be a great option for the future. And I like him because he's got good ball manipulation, ball control solid, reads the game well, and he's got a good intensity about him too. So, no, bro, I'm not just going with the flow. I've analysed the attributes of the player, as I try and do with everybody, before I give a full conclusion. Doesn't mean I'll have a perfect assessment. It just means that I can give a better assessment than people who just go off stats or something like this. By the way, 350 people in the stream. Can we please smash those likes and big up yourself, guys? They got the fella who made the UEFA rules on their staff now. Wow, okay. That's also some nice context. Me no lie, me no cry. Szoboszlai is more of an attacker midfielder than a midfielder. More of an attacker than a midfielder. I don't think Mac or Szoboszlai can play CDM. Centre mid. Both are offensive midfielders. We need to play to kill the game in the middle. I don't know, man. I don't know. Gini Wijnaldum was more of an attacking player until he wasn't. I think Henderson was better at going forward, and then later on in his career, he was a bit more reserved. Let Klopp work with these guys, because listen, you can't improve technical ability. Both players have got it. You can't teach Szoboszlai what he knows already, but you can teach them defending. Like, defending is a very simple thing to teach. Apparently not for Trent Alexander-Arnold at times, but it's more achievable to help someone learn how to defend than what it is to improve their technical ability. Plenty of examples over time of people who can just look world class and not world class. Also, it's about system. Lavia isn't better than Thuram overall. I disagree. Thuram is better all round, but Lavia is the specialised 6. which is what we need. Lavia does have the higher ceiling, though. Do you know what, mate? That's fine if you want to say Thuram's better. I think Thuram's a better dribbler, maybe a better shooter. But again, what Liverpool need, I think Lavia is by far what we need, and it outweighs what we would get from Thuram. It's weird the way you're just repeating stuff, bro. I'm not gonna lie, just a weird comment. I know I said last night, but remember when you heard it here first. Wait there, where you heard it first. I study lower leagues. Connor Chaplin is the next Harry Kane. Damn, why don't we buy him? Do you know what, Colin? Might need to get you as the new assistant coach, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I agree with what you're saying, James. I'm coming differently to what you're hearing. I don't think City going against FFP is that deep. And if we had their owners, we'd be allowed to spend more. Okay, fair enough. So it's just because it sounded like earlier you were saying that City didn't cheat. And the only things that they're calling them out on is things like cutting grass and stuff. So I thought you were taking the position of like a City fan, essentially. And I appreciated it because then if there's a City fan watching, they can understand what I'm saying. I'm not shitting on the club. Like, they're well better than us. It's not about jealousy. Or I am jealous, but it's not like... Again, I respect people who find loopholes. I said, like, we've all accepted, football is corrupt in some way. And there's cheating going on in football. Therefore, who is the best cheater? And whoever is the best cheater is usually the one who wins mostly. So, yeah, man. I really, really want to see Stefan Alonso Besiktas next season. By how many minutes would you give him so he won't get the same injury or even worse? I don't know. Listen, if he's good enough, then play him straight away. If he's better than Fabinho from get-go, then play him straight away. But, I don't think he's good enough. Even if he's better than Fabinho, I don't think he's good enough to be our starting number 6 right now. Please tag me if you know this is Real... Wait there. No, is Real Madrid, Dominic Salah. I answered this earlier. Listen, bro, there's nothing wrong with Szoboszlai wanting to go to Real Madrid one day. Stop getting all in fucking hell chat. It's like you've just started speaking to a girl and already you're worried in case you're speaking to someone else. You haven't even said, can you be my girlfriend yet? You haven't saw him play. So stop worrying about him going to Real Madrid. He's got a contract till 2026. He's our player. If he goes to Real Madrid one day, that's probably off the basis that he was boss for us, which is not on but good things. And then imagine if when Jurgen goes and Szoboszlai is sold for 200 million. And then we can do another little rebuild. You know what I mean? Jurgen Klopp wants to stay because of the influx of funds. There's no negative side to Szoboszlai. Stop being bitches. You know what I mean? I think Besiktas is better than Lavia. I don't know, G. He's good on the ball and he can play 6, 8 and centre-back. That's why we spend 50 mil. I don't know if Besiktas is better than Lavia. I don't know. But there's some things. There's some things. Szoboszlai hasn't sold. Szoboszlai hasn't said Madrid is his dream for those worried. And his contract is until 2028, not 2026. Look at me not knowing about football. Well, first of all, yeah, I haven't saw anything about him saying Real Madrid. I think I might have. In fact, I might have seen something. Maybe I'm wrong, but I might have seen something actually now that I'm thinking about it. But you're right, it's 2028, not 2026. So, guys, let's start being moaners, yeah? I'd love to see Walker-Peters in red in the near future, behind Trent or as a second option. Bro, I agree. I think homegrown, he fits the quota. And on top of this, he's like that perfect age, 25, 26. He'd only be about 15 million, I'd assume 20 million. Kyle Walker-Peters would be a solid signing, man. So, guys, I'm all on the Kyle Walker-Peters train. Stylistically, adheres to the system. I've been on that train for quite a while. I'm not even going to lie to you. Did we only give Sobbo a 3-year contract, James? Nah, you're wrong. Sorry, I was wrong. 2028 is when he signed. Until. I apologise. American Scouser over here. Big ups to you and the content. Big up to you, sir. Big up to you. Big up the chat as well. The chat's been booming tonight. It'd be amazing if we could get those likes up in the stream as well, chat, just because it does get it out there more and stuff like this. And yeah, big up to everyone who's constantly super chatting. As you know, it funds the channel. It allows me to do this on a more daily basis. So if you ever can spare a couple of super chats, great. If not, listen, it's free content. I'm not expecting you to pay for super chats. I just simply appreciate the interaction that you bring. It's boss. Barca will come looking for McAllister, Real Szoboszlai. let's stop worrying about where these players are going to go in future. You know what I mean? Why are we talking about what's going to happen? Well, do you know what? Again, that's a good thing. If Barcelona and Real Madrid are looking at our players in 2 to 3 years' time, that's a good thing. That means we're doing something right, in my opinion. So, yeah, man, that means we've got 2 really good players. That means that they are doing something right. So let's be encouraged by that. If you make the prediction in one sentence, okay, these guys are going to end up going to Real Madrid and Barca, that means they're doing something good. So I don't see why we're worried. Crap, I've just done something proper mad to my screen. Do you think Liverpool will buy James Ward-Prowse? Oh, no, and I hope we don't. Chat, without free kicks, no, seriously, without free kicks, where does Ward-Prowse even rank in our midfielders? You know what I mean? Like, what is he even going to do? Without free kicks? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Am I being a bit harsh? Am I just being a bit of a bell end? I don't think he's that good. He's like a mid-table midfielder at best. You know what I mean? He's not that good. If you're going to compare him to me, then yeah, he's amazing. But if you're going to compare him to the who's of the Premier League, then nah, come on. It's a win-win. Get a star player who may not want to leave. And if he does go to Madrid, it's a big fee, unless we let him go on a free as well. Nah, you know what's mad, yeah? If a genie came and predicted to me right now, listen, Soboslai's going to go to Real Madrid, and then I saw in due time it was for free, I'd be fucking fuming. I'd be absolutely furious. Shout out to Handaf. I don't want to lose our best players anymore. Don't want Coutinho heartbreak again. But bro, we went on and done amazing things after Coutinho, so you've just got to go with the flow, bro. You need to stop worrying about this stuff. Yeah, I get the confusion. Didn't say they were clean. I don't believe any of our clubs are, but I just believe that if I'm an owner, I should spend enough to make a club success. No, you're right. I think clubs should be able to just spend whatever they want, but then even with that, there's complications, you know, G. Like, there's complications, which I'd be more than happy to get into with you, but there's a lot of things that can go wrong if you don't have no limit at all, and there's no way the club's making their own money and stuff like this. But yeah, FFP's bullshit with many degrees. There's a lot of things that need to be changed. Ward-Prowse is a very, very good mid-table player, but can never be a title-winning team. Exactly. I love the way that we're all right to use this type of language with Ward-Prowse, but when I say Darwin Nunez is a top 4 striker, everyone thinks I'm hating on him. I think he's good, but I've only ever said league winning. Anyway, I'm not getting into the Darwin Nunez talk, don't worry. I'm just saying, like, I use this logic with him. You know what I mean? We just re-signed Grujic before his game. What? There's no way we've just signed Grujic. Am I reading this wrong, chat? Right there. We just re-signed Grujic. We never re-signed Grujic, did we? I doubt it. Liverpool needs world-class midfielders, world-class right-back and world-class defender. I will be happy, James Redmond TV and everyone in the chat. Respect. You'll never walk alone. Justice for the 97. 6 times champions of UCL. What a beautiful comment. What like an inspiring comment to back Liverpool. James, who is your perfect Salah replacement? For me, it's Saka, but Arsenal. Wait there. Oh, it's Saka from Arsenal, but won't let him join LFC. He's the face of Arsenal. Yeah, that's right. We're never going to get Saka. So who's your perfect replacement for Salah? I'll be honest. On the tip of my mind right now, I'm not too sure, because I know that we're not going to replace Salah. So I haven't been looking at anybody and everybody. I've mainly been analysing the midfielders. I've mainly been analysing centre-backs, and they've been my fortes. I was having a look at Chiesa. Diaby is someone I wouldn't mind either because of the pace. But, you know, anyone who sits there and say, like, oh, no, we're never going to be able to replace Salah's goals. It's like, but Salah didn't even have those goals before he joined the club. You know what I mean? So you've got to trust Klopp's judgment on whoever he brings in. He can maximise their attributes and then incorporate them into the system. Shout out to Aaron again. Make big up for another super chat. James, I have mad respect for you. I wish your channel success. Are you a Salah to Saudi or Salah stay? I know there's a few that want to cash in. So again, like in an ideal world, by the way, thank you for the words, bro. Like, what a hero you are. I am very much Salah stay in a perfect world. In a perfect scenario, I do not want Salah going at all. Right? I'm very happy with him to stay till the end. Like the way Aguero stayed at City all the way till the end. I'd love that for Salah. But then I also understand City can still go out and replace Aguero while Aguero is still there. And then I analyse our circumstances, and I don't think it's the same case. So if you're telling me next season we get an 85 million to 100 million pounds offer from Saudi when Salah's only got 2 years left on his contract, and let's say we're not in this ideal world, which we're not, then in those circumstances, which is kind of what we're in, then yeah, I would at least consider it. But I'd also have to know about the financial situation. How much more money do we have to spend? How much available funds do we already have? And if it's low, it's something that I'd have to be taken into consideration, especially with Salah not getting any younger. So yeah, I'm very much Salah stay in a perfect world. I'm not going to lie. And I'll leave it there in terms of the Salah question, Aaron, because people seem to think that I'm just saying that like he needs to go and stuff. Szoboszlai can replace Salah. The good thing about Szoboszlai is he can play right wing as well. Maybe. I think we limit Szoboszlai's game massively if we play him right wing. I also don't think we get as many as those long shots and stuff like this. So I'm very much on the Szoboszlai midfield train. As much as I know we can do a job at right wing, don't get me wrong. But you never know. Maybe if I saw it. Why fucking not, mate? FSG see us as a business, which I think they didn't believe would be so profitable. James, what do you think we should do if we grab some right. What do you think we do if we don't grab some Levies? See what I did there? I think I saw what you did then. I didn't get it at first until you put it in comments. In brackets, sorry. Love from South Africa, G. Big up to you, sir. Big up to you. Yeah, I hate I don't like this idea that FSG saved Liverpool, and without FSG, we would have been absolutely nothing. It was just a great business plan. I think they knew how profitable it was going to be if they'd done it right. And yeah, they've made us top 14. Took them a while, and it took them until they got Jurgen Klopp, but they were the ones who got Jurgen Klopp, to be fair. So, James, every stream, you diss Darwin Nunez. I don't diss Darwin Nunez. I don't diss Darwin Nunez every stream. I simply say that I don't think he's a league-winning striker, which I don't think is dissing. So I would appreciate correct language, sir. And then say I'm not getting into the Nunez thing. James, we talked about the most deluded fan bases in the Big Six, but what about the most annoying? Man United and Arsenal. And I know they're not a top 16, but Everton as well. Chekuzay might be a good replacement for Salah. I haven't saw enough of him. Is he the guy who used to be at Villarreal? By any chance? What would it take for you to change your opinion on Nunez? I've answered it loads of times. I've said 30 goals. Give me 30 goals. Or win me a league with him at striker. Win me a league or be in a title race with him at striker. Like, just when I see Nunez can play and we can still get 90 plus points and we don't put too much of the system into Nunez, just because I think if we put too much of the system into Nunez, and I've explained this 1,000 times already, it takes away from other players. So if you don't understand or can't comprehend it, then yeah, you need to get off his nuts. Nunez is good. Just give the lad time. Remember how Benzema was saying he plays against us for Vinny Jr. I know. But there's just differences, guys. There's differences, all right. Nunez isn't Vinny. James, how would you feel if not Joe Gomez but Conor Bradley will be our second choice right back? Because rumours are Joe Gomez will be fourth choice centre back and Matip, who is third choice. I think Conor Bradley and Joe Gomez. I think Joe Gomez will stay and be used as a centre back and right back, and then Conor Bradley will be the definitive backup right back for Liverpool this year. Don't see us getting either one in each position. I don't think we'll get a centre back, and I don't think we'll get a right back. So yeah, man, it sucks, bro. What do you think about Michael Olise being Salah's replacement? Love the stream. Do you know what, bro? As great as a player as he is, I don't know if he would be the player or profile that we look for. So it depends. It depends how the system changes. We'd need a system change to bring him in. And then if that system change was met, maybe. I mean, yeah, just let them grow into the player that fits us. It takes time. Yeah, bro, facts. Joe Gomez just putting in the work. I hope so. Bet you like the profile pic, lads. Why? What's the profile pic? Oh, my eyesight's deceiving me. Sorry, let me just put my glasses on a second. Szoboszlai, my guy. Jeez. James, I think you're letting the chat bully you into thinking Nunez is good. He is genuinely one of the worst players in the league. No first touch, zero tech, can't finish, and at 23, he won't improve. I've said this about his technical ability. He can score goals, and he doesn't have to be a technically superior player to work in the Premier League. Salah's not too technically superior. He's got good technical attributes and ones that are significantly better than Nunez. But Nunez can work depending on what your aspirations are. If your aspirations are to be a top 4 team, Nunez could work. But I agree. I think the lack of first touch and the lack of technical ability will be what contributes to the downfall of us competing for leagues if he was to play game in, game out. And I think we saw that last season when we saw Gakpo play instead of him. Prime Isco or Prime Coutinho? Watch a compilation. Chat, you want to watch a couple of compilations, or do you want to keep going with the stream and yeah, going with that. Oh, I'm going to read that comment in a second. Shout out to Aaron again. Aaron, mate, appreciate this, bud. I really, really do, man. Thank you. It was compared to Haaland too soon. I believe if we didn't play so poor, Nunez would have scored far more, but we bigged him up too soon, my opinion, though. Do you know what disputes this for me? Is the fact he was getting chances. Do you know at the beginning of last season, Aaron, in my opinion, he was getting chances. It weren't the fact he weren't getting... If he weren't getting no service, then I get it. I'd be like, well, Nunez never even got a chance. But he was literally missing sitters, which is the only thing I raise. And because he was getting the majority of the chances, it was costing us points. So when Gakpo came in, Salah started scoring more, and then the improvement just came. What do you mean by he can't improve? He's just 23. Some players prime later than others. Another L take from you. Me. Yeah, so I think what me means is very plain and simple, that his technical ability will only improve so much. And his first touch can only improve so much. And I agree with this. I think if you haven't got technical ability unlocked by the age of 16 or 17, I think you only go so far. Arsene Wenger said this. He says, if your technical ability after 16 doesn't really get much better. And it's true. It's very rare you'll see players get technically better. Salah, he's not a technically better player now than what he was when he was at Chelsea. He's the same, but now he's smarter. He's worked on his body more, and now he's got a system which adheres to him. That's the difference. So Jurgen Klopp can make something work with Nunez. I just don't think it's worth accommodating everything to him as it takes away from everyone else. Don't really get the financial incentive. Surely enough is enough. Sorry, is that a different topic that we were on about there, son? Not too sure, sir. It was difficult for Nunez coming in. And in an ideal world, he wouldn't have played much if Jota wasn't injured and would have had time to integrate in the squad better. Again, I agree. I think Nunez should be a backup, but I was getting shit for that opinion at the start of last season. And now over time, the opinions now start to be a little bit more like, oh, no, don't worry, it was just his first year. Look at what he's done at Benfica. He had 14 goals, then 32 goals. Oh, he doesn't say hello, so he can't finish. He can't speak English. That's why he can't finish. So I've just never saw so many excuses made for one player. Purely off when the argument was, I don't think he's a league-winning striker. But I agree with this. I think he's fine to come off the bench. In fact, I think Nunez is an amazing option to bring off the bench. Amazing. But you won't listen to that. As it doesn't align with James hating Nunez agenda, you know what I mean? Remember Kane wasn't wanted until Pat... Wait there, right, let me read that again. Remember Kane wasn't wanted until Poch took him under his arm. Exactly. Harry Kane is someone who was found to be maximised in terms of attributes. And Harry Kane, didn't he start falling into the goal scoring at 22-23 or 23-24 around there? And previous to this, he was out on loan at Leicester and stuff like that. Again, Harry Kane has that technical ability, so there was always something to work with Harry Kane. Darwin Nunez doesn't have that. So that's why I struggle to see what are we working on, and if he's not clinical now, then what he needs to work on is composure. And if he can work on that, then maybe he gets more goals, but who knows? Out of all players, FSG decides to splash the cash on James. Has every right to be frustrated. Out of all the players, FSG decides to splash the cash on James. Me. Or James has every right to be frustrated. Do you mean Nunez? I'm not too sure. James, you're acting like we need to complete... Why is my eyesight so bad right now, chat? Oh, my goodness. Like we need a completely different team to accommodate for Elise. Salah is a striker, despite what everyone says. And if we get Tony as striker and Elise as right wing, it'll work, sell him. But when are we getting Tony? Exactly. Because you're hoping for a lot of things to work out there. Me, not me, but you. You know what I mean, G? Hamez, if Nunez will score 25 to 30 goals this season, we'll send a mouse army to your home. Nah, fuck off, you. Even if he does, I still always advocated for Ronaldo to be dropped in the season that he went back to United, and United fans were on his nutsack because he scored goals. But they got less points. So because they got less points, they just saw the stats and the goals, but they finished sixth. So before Ronaldo joined, they finished second. When Ronaldo joined, they finished sixth. When Ronaldo left, they went back to third. When Nunez came in, we were mid-table. When Gakpo came in, we went back to top 5. Chat, did you hear what I've just said, or did you let that go over your head? WRL. Shout out to Aaron again. Betters calling lol. So one more question. Is Levy really the answer? Levy Colwill, that's who you're on about. Levy, the answer to Big Verge's replacement. I'm not convinced. Big boots to fill. But big up for all the contributions that you've made tonight. You're a legend. Possibly. There's a lot of things that I like in Colwill, you know, G, and I do think he can become a top-class player for sure. It's just about giving him that opportunity and that time. But Aaron, guys, can we just give a big round of applause for Aaron, who's basically funded James Redmond TV for today? Big up to you, sir. Like, I never know what to say when people are contributing like the way you do, bro. So, thank you. And I hope you have a blessed sleep, sir. And I appreciate you being so interactive as well. They were great questions. It weren't just random super chats. Bradley Barsola, right wing from Lyon, would be good replacement for Salah. Yeah, do you know what? Actually, I've saw a bit of this guy. He looks decent. I also recommend a compilation for him. But in the other hand, I'd love to see Doak or Sobo to get more minutes in that position. I have a lot of things about Ben Doak, you know. In fact, chat, do you know I'd be willing to watch right now? Do you want to watch a little Ben Doak compilation? Like, do you actually want to watch a little Ben Doak, or do you want to at the end of the stream? Do you want to answer a few more questions first? I don't want to disrupt because I'm enjoying talking to you, but then I want you to see Ben Doak a little bit more. You know what I mean? I actually want you to see Ben Doak a bit more, and I want you to see. I want to know if you see what I see with Ben Doak. Colwill, defo best centre back, and we have been linked with. Unsure about all the other links, so hope we can get him. I hope so too. I think he's one for the future. I really, really do. I think he's one for the future. Doak is class. Watch. Oh wow, why is my eyesight doing that to me, chat? I'm actually a little bit worried. You know, I've never really had a problem with my eyesight like this. Watch the Argentinian Varela. Ben Doak on, yes or no? Depends. Is Doak Scottish? Yeah. Yeah, Doak is Scottish. Okay, so all yous are saying, let's watch Doak. Are you going to do watch-alongs, James? Yes, watch-alongs will be coming back this season. I love the way Michael just brings up Andrew Tate out of nowhere. Chat, you reckon Andrew Tate's a wrong'un? It's funny the way he's even rent-free in football chats in a chat. Isn't it mad? Right, let me get a little Ben Doak compilation up on YouTube dead quick for you. Because I'd love you guys to see what I see when it comes to watching him, right? YouTube. Because he's a quality player, man. He has got that little bit of pizzazz about him that I think, you know what, the chat will like him. So Ben Doak. Arashtabakande is dead show. Okay. Right, that's an advert. F the advert, man. Right, let me just put the screen on. But bam, son. Right, chat, so what we're going to do, we're going to watch a little bit of Ben Doak. We're going to see what he's got. This is a clip of him. And just let me know that the stream's all intact and whatnot. If you don't know the story behind Ben Doak, he signed from Celtic. I believe it was last year or the year before, but I'm pretty certain it was last season. And he never made a professional appearance for them, but he is just a quality player. Look at the balance. I want you to analyse the balance. Are you onto those guys who just have a low sense of gravity, chat? Ben Doak is one of these players. And then look at the ball control as well. How tight it is at all times. Look at all the players around him. And then he's still got that ability to get through them all at once. It's about analysing the attributes of players. Nice little outside of the foot finish as well. Sending kids to the shops, you know what I mean, chat? Going in and out. Great goal. Yeah, this one will be good. Little counter-attack. Slip past him. See you later, mate. The Scottish Messi, bro. The Scottish Messi. He was our best under 21 last year, I think. Like, look at this chat, the awareness, how intelligent he is, and yes, this is at a lower level of football for sure. It's the under 21s, isn't it? But he was doing this when he came on against Aston Villa, and he was doing this in big games for us last season, or at least he was showing glimpses because he made his debut against Derby off the bench, and then he played against Aston Villa in the second part of the season, and he was really good, chat. He was really, really good. In and out, in and out. Exactly. He's a player who's always making defenders think. He's never going to leave you just in one. He's not one-dimensional. He's always going to be scooting and turning. He's good with both feet. He's got lovely balance. Doesn't overly rely on pace. So that's why I'd even be patient with Ben Doak, only because I see these attributes, and it's dangerous because he's only 17. So anything can happen, injury-wise or anything. But if he stays fit, he keeps growing nicely, we have got one hell of a player, chat. One hell of a player. He's only 17. He is only 17. He is a nice baller, guys. This is one for the future, no doubt. And this was a great acquisition from the scouting department. Really, really good acquisition. I see nothing but good things in this kid's future. By the way, smash the likes as well, guys. But that's a little bit of a glimpse on man like Ben Doak. So let me know what you think about him, chat. The ball control is quality, and his physique will get better as he grows. So he'll be even stronger, and it'll be difficult to barge him off the ball. Now, you're right, sir. You are absolutely correct. Chat, let me just go and put water in my face because my eyes are absolutely feels like they're drying up. You know what I mean? Oh. Here we go. Oh, where is my towel, man? Here we go. Oh, chat, I think I'm going blind, Nah, I rebuke those words. I can only see perfectly. Another Scottish equipped. Yeah, bro. I do like it when we get a nice Scottish player. They've got that bit of personality about them, you know what I mean? Salah is going to AFCON. Do you think we can do okay without him for 4 to 5 games? It'd be a great opportunity to see Szoboszlai play in the midfield when he does go to AFCON, you know what I mean? Wow, I look like a little nerd with my hair like that, don't I, chat? Let's maintain the fringe a little bit, you know what I mean? You were in front of a screen for a long time. It happens. Maybe that's all it is. I was seeing fine at the start of the stream. Maybe now my eyes are just getting a little bit strained. With the glasses on, you look like Harry Potter from Wish. Do you reckon, chat? Yeah? Do you reckon I suit me glasses? Or do you reckon better without? Hamez, with or without the glasses? The glasses in or out, chat? Hamez, do you know whether he's right-footed or left-footed? I believe he's a right-footer. What implies it to me is early on in that compilation, he had like a sort of outside of the right foot finish. And he definitely had a chance to score with his left, but it was smart, though. But I think he's good with both feet. You could tell from his balance and whatnot, you know what I mean? Hamez Potter, blood. Harry Potter. Hey, if you messaged me a couple of months ago, bro, no doubt. Harry Potter, indeed. I've been sober now for a while, but yeah, a couple of months ago, I'd been there like this. Doak reminds me of young Pedro. Wow, do you know what's mad? I see what you're saying. I actually see what you're saying. Like, there's attributes that are similar, well done, Mikey. That's some great football and right there. Because Pedro's underrated, man. Like, people don't respect Pedro enough. Speak about him like as if he's a meaty footballer. Like, he went from Barca, done Bosch, Chelsea, done amazing. Everyone thought he was going to be finished at Chelsea. And then he went to Lazio, smashed it. And I think he's at Roma or something now. Or was. Michael Caine with glasses. What do you think of Kay Gordon? Nice player, Kay Gordon, man. Nice player. But I like Ben Doak more. The North remembers a couple of months ago. Yeah, facts, bro. Facts. Chat, I'm not going to lie, though. I think I'm going to end the stream there. My eyes just getting really strained and whatnot, you know what I mean? And another 20 minutes and Hamez might start doing the inspirational talk, you know what I mean? And no, I'm sure no one can be asked about that, but as I always like to say, your Lord and Saviour loves you, Jesus loves you, and anytime you want to ask me a question biblically related, only because at the moment I'm learning a lot myself, and I always think it's good to spread the gospel, because for those who don't know, the gospel means the good news. So if you want to learn more, or you're a little bit worried about a certain topic, or maybe you feel like you're not repenting correctly, I don't know, just give me a message. I'm more than happy to be at your service. But just know the one thing you can take away with guarantee is that Jesus loves you guys, okay? Anyway, guys, I love every single one of you from the bottom of my heart, okay? And I appreciate all the support. Shout out to Aaron, who supported heavily tonight. And James Redmond is hot. Sam, big up to you, sir. Paniscaus, love you, mate. Adam Patterson, Wisdom, beautiful, beautiful person. Brandon Wright, over. Kenwin, Guillermo, just everyone, guys. If you can smash a like, and also, if I can be cheeky, if you can leave a comment after the stream, when the stream's done, it's going to be done now for the algorithm, then you're an absolute hero, guys. Anyway, I'll see you all later, okay? Peace out.